Linda Bernard for the mighty District 2. I hope everyone is having a great day today. We're coming to you live from WJZZ Cool TV, the coolest station in the world. You can watch us, listen to us, check us out in any way that you'd like to on Facebook, YouTube, and all the other social media platforms. I'm very pleased to say today that I have a woman that's a guest that wears many, many hats. Her name is Marquita Vaughn. She works with the Detroit Police Department as a public safety technician. Now you might say, what is that? I mean, what does tech have to do with all of this? And, and why is she a guest? She's a guest, ladies and gentlemen, because she's remarkable. She's remarkable in every sense of the word. Welcome, Marquita Vaughn.
Thank you for having me, Linda.
You're very, very welcome. I mentioned in my opening statement that you are a police safety tech. Now, we're all aware of what police officers do. They wear all that 30 pounds, incidentally, 30 pounds of hardware, that bulletproof vest, the gun, the taser, the ammunition stuff, all the big heavy boots, all that stuff they have to do.
That's right.
But tell me what a public safety tech does. Before you do that, just for the audience, in Detroit, we have 2,700 sworn officers and about 1,000 civilian employees. You're one of those civilian employees, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
So, meaning that you don't carry a weapon?
I do not.
And you don't have the ability to arrest anybody?
No, I do
But you got DPD credentials?
Absolutely.
So when they pull you over, they know that you're in the family?
Yes.
Okay. Tell me about what public safety technology is all about and how you fit into that.
Well, as a public safety technician, we keep them running. We make sure their computers...
Just a little bit.
We make sure their computers are functioning. So when they're in their cars and when they forget their passwords to their applications and things aren't running right, we keep them together.
What do you mean? Is there a computer in every car?
There is.
How many? So we're talking about the cars that are marked as well as the unmarked cars?
Yes, ma'am.
They all have a computer.
They all have.
And what do they use those computers for?
They use those computers to run license plates, to cross-check reference information, to file their police reports, and do all of their documentation.
Because everything an officer does now has to be documented, correct?
It does.
And that's being documented through the technology that you keep up and running.
Right. Their radios, their body cams, their laptops, their computers.
So now a cop isn't a beat cop. He's a tech guy essentially, and you keep all that tech running.
We do.
When you say I didn't know that you were involved with body cams, tell me how your department is involved with that. We're getting ready to buy a whole bunch of new ones.
I know we do have new body cams coming out. We make sure the body cams, they are ran through a system called WatchGuard. And so we make sure those applications are running and functioning properly. We make sure that everyone has the proper access and rights in their applications.
Let me say, okay, let me play the devil's advocate for a minute. If you handed me a body cam, I'd attach it to my sweater, correct? If it's not heavy enough, you need a heavier jacket to attach it to.
Well, no,
it's heavy. How much does it weigh?
The body cams are very light.
Like about a pound?
A pound or two.
Pound or two. Okay, so I would attach it to my clothing, correct?
Yes.
Okay, and then how does it communicate to you? I mean, how?
So their camera is always on. So when they pull someone over, that camera is always running to make sure it gets the proper footage of what's going on. So therefore, our officers are always making sure they do their due diligence.
No, but where is the camera? Okay, so it's shooting you. I'm the cop. I stop you.
So if my camera's here.
Okay, your camera. So you're shooting me.
Yes, I'm
okay, go
shooting
ahead.
you.
I'm listening. So where does that video go?
That video goes into the cloud.
Oh, so Detroit has a cloud?
We do.
And so all of our officers, if you're shooting me right now with your camera, that goes into the cloud.
It does. So therefore, they can always go back and check the footage of their video.
How long do we maintain the information that you're just sitting here talking to me and you're recording me? How long is that maintained in the cloud?
Usually the videos will be there for 30 days.
Okay. unless it's the violence, unless you shot me or something like that, then all that video has to be kept for evidence purposes and so forth, correct?
Well, you can download the videos and put them onto a disc.
Oh, that's true. Because when I'm an attorney, as you know, and when I represent people on like DUIs and stuff like that, I always get the body cam footage and the dash cam footage, and they do put it now just on a called a thumb drive. A thumb drive. They put it. Yeah, in the old days you had to go to the department and look at it. Now they just give me a little thing, and I can plug it in my computer and I can see it from beginning to end.
Absolutely.
And sometimes it's very disturbing. I'm thinking of one case in particular. It was a young man that was stopped in Ferndale. And you know how Woodward Avenue goes down and then comes up on the other side like in Royal Oak?
Yes.
Anyway, cop stopped him. He pulled him over. And I could hear the cop because he didn't realize that his camera was on. He was talking. But there's more than the camera because isn't there something in the car that's recording what you're saying? Or is it just is it just the body cam?
The body cam.
So that's why I could hear what he was saying as he was calling in saying, "I'm pulling over this car," and he started laughing. He was a white cop. He started laughing. The last guy I pulled over. This was 3 days after George Floyd. I was pissed, but anyway, wait a minute. He said, he's joking as he's getting ready to pull over my client. He said, the last guy I just pulled over, he was shaking so bad. Of course, it was a black person. He was shaking so bad that he couldn't even get his license out because everyone was terrified by what had happened to George, by what happened with George Floyd. Right. So he was making a joke out of it. But his body cam picked up as he was calling other guys. I'm stopping. I'm pulling him over at Woodward and whatever it was and yada yada. But it was really funny to me because the last guy pulled over. He was shaking so bad he couldn't get his license out, and he thought that was funny.
That's not funny.
No, it's not funny at all. And the case that he did with the person that I had was just as bad. This was a speeding ticket. He was like 6 miles over, and here they come, 3 cars. On the dash cam, video cam, see all the white males get out, surround this one black guy. And of course, everybody black then was like, especially in the suburbs, was really scared. So it was really, but you could hear what they're thinking, what they're saying, because of your technology. I can hear what this cop is saying as he's talking to his boys before they decide that they're going to surround somebody on a 5 mile an hour speeding ticket.
Sad, isn't it?
It is sad. But the good part is that, but for your technology, I wouldn't have known it, and I wouldn't have been able to use it in court. It's a joke to him. Yeah, I need backup. And he didn't say it was a black guy, but I know that's what he was saying. I do. So here come 3 cars.
Right.
In the middle of the day. I'm talking about 2 o'clock in the afternoon. So anyway, and then they continued to harass him and everything, but it was a whole separate story. But what you do is so important. So when I ask for that footage, are you the person who gets it for me? The thumb drive?
No.
Or it comes from another unit?
It does. It comes from probably that officer.
Okay. Yeah, because I had to deal with the sergeant to get the thumb drive. And the important thing to know about that is that even if you don't have a lawyer, you're entitled, everybody who is stopped by a police officer, you are entitled to quote the discovery. It's called discovery on the case. In your own case, if you thought an officer was inappropriate, so forth, you could obviously file a complaint with DPD or any department, but you're entitled to look at the body cam related to that stop. You're sitting, they're standing. You're entitled to the body cam, copy of the body cam.
That's interesting to know.
Yeah, you're absolutely. And as a matter of fact, just as a point of information, you should never go to court on anything without the discovery. I don't care what they're saying. I want to see the footage before you. And you can have the case will be adjourned because the department, any department, Detroit or doesn't matter where, it could be Los Angeles. Okay. Has to give you the discovery that they used to charge you with an offense, any offense.
And you're right. You would absolutely want to see that yourself.
Yeah, you want to see yourself. Because, they're going to come in, of course, they have the benefit of the uniform and, and all that stuff. But you want to see what they saw. And you want to point out the discrepancies in what they say you did versus what really happened.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
But, we've had a lot of issues in Detroit, and I think it's true throughout the country, but officers that don't have on that technology that you have provided them, and it was off. It was broken. It was off. And in my opinion, I think the burden of proof then shifts to them. I think the person should be exonerated because you're breaking our policies. All not Detroit, but all police department policies say that a person is supposed to have that. When they stop you, that body cam's supposed to be on. And if it's not on, whatever you say, as far as I'm concerned, goes because they already violated the policy.
That camera should always be on.
Right. I tell the judge straight up, any person can do it. But having said all that, technology now. So it all goes into the cloud. You guys keep it for 30 days unless it's an incident like where there's been a shooting or something like that. We keep all that, I think, forever.
We keep that. Well, not forever. Not forever.
Until the cases are closed.
If it's needed, once again, you can download that onto a hard drive.
Oh, right, you can. Or to a
flash drive or a disk to have and keep that.
Right, you're absolutely right. Okay, so you a public safety tech, and so you're dealing with police officers, and they're calling you for help all the time because everything now is technology. Are you involved at all with facial recognition?
No.
Okay, that's a separate unit where they scan my face to see if I was the face that was at Myers, stealing everything, whatever. Okay, alrighty. So you don't have to do facial recognition.
No, we do not.
But I'm interested in your comment. I watched the news the other day, and then I'm going to come back to the really important stuff I want to talk to you about. Apparently at Metro Airport, they have now started using facial recognition to identify people who are getting on planes, which is really ridiculous concerning you have to have real ID, they scan it. Now, whoever got this contract is just a gravy contract. It bothers me that public funds are being wasted so much. Now, mind you, they want to know who's in the airport, but they don't care about 4 million people walking into the country. The bigger threat, I can't get on an airplane without ID, right? Can you?
No.
You can't go further than that first part. They scan your license, which has, incidentally, that bar strip on the back. Has where you were born, where you went to school, everything about you, that black stuff on the back. You can't get on an airplane without doing that. So why do we need facial recognition too, when you already have, quote, real ID? But you could just walk into a country. What about all these people? I mean, they don't have any ID. They don't even have a COVID vaccine. They don't have anything. I mean, the hypocrisy with respect to public policy, and if you will, the protection of Americans is so disturbing to me. I would have loved that gravy contract. They could have given it to me and you. We're a minority business. We could do facial recognition. Who the hell needs facial recognition at the damn airport when you can't get on an airplane without any ID?
Without your ID, you
right.
can't, or a passport.
Yeah, talk about a waste of money. But that's politics, right?
Always.
All right, back to you here. I want to talk about you and your life because, ladies and gentlemen, Marquita Vaughn is a very interesting person with a very diverse background. And again, you're watching WJZZ Cool TV, the coolest station in the world. Now, and you can watch us, listen to us, comment on us at any time on Facebook, YouTube, everything that you can think of that's a social media platform, which I personally don't utilize because I know how law enforcement uses it. Incidentally, I don't know if you know this, but like 80 to 90% of our arrests are based on what we pull off of social media about people. We know who your friends are. We know where you eat. Because dummy people take pictures of their plates and, oh, yeah, and I'm at the Renaissance Center, and this is... If you go there, then I know where to look for you, right. Especially if you post more than one picture. You know, I post pictures of my friends. Everybody's face is captured. It's so easy. In less than, really, like 24 hours, we can basically identify you. Because dummies put their whole life
on Facebook.
Instagram. Who does? Right, and Instagram. I mean, it's unbelievable. I know everything about you.
I know.
Your habits.
Then they post the things that they do. They're posting guns. They're posting money.
Right.
They're posting drugs.
And all this is used as evidence against you. How dumb can you be? You are DUM dumb. Do you hear me? I mean, You know, my mama used to have an expression. My parents are from Mississippi, and my grandma would say, "The higher you climb the pole, the more you show your ass, the most vulnerable part of your anatomy." So the more you show, it makes you more vulnerable to even in divorces. I mean, guys will say, or child support cases, well, I don't have the money to pay for this kid, or I don't have a job. But here are all these pictures of you in these bad leather jackets and, toasting and what is it doing with bottles? They call it breaking bottles.
Popping bottles.
Popping bottles. Thank you.
Traveling.
Yeah, but I can't pay for this baby. I don't have any money. I don't have a job. Yeah, okay, but guess what? We're going to do a lifestyle audit on you, and you're going to pay or you're going to go into jail. Sell all those jackets, all those bottles, all those dinners. You got to pay. Which brings us to your personal life. You're the mother of 4.
Yes, ma'am, I am.
Okay, and most importantly, ladies and gentlemen, because I shared this statistic with her, with you, Marquita. You've never been married.
Never.
Neither have I, which makes her, ladies and gentlemen, successfully single. She's never had a failed marriage. So don't let anybody out there talk about you. Something wrong with you. You've never been married. I'm successfully single.
Absolutely.
I've never had a failed marriage. How many divorces have you had?
None.
I'm talking to them. Oh, I back them up way to the back 40. You can believe me. You're not going to do that to me. So anyway, you are successfully single.
Yes.
And you have 4 beautiful children.
I do.
That is wonderful. And we were talking a little bit before we started about relationships, and younger men versus older men. And what's your take on the dating scene? Just not in Detroit, but wherever you've lived.
Dating is rough.
Why
Dating is rough out here.
Why is it rough? Why is it rough?
I find these men, they don't want to be honest. I am very big on honesty and keeping it 100 at this, and I'm purposeful and intentional when I'm dating. I would eventually like to be married, so to keep all the bullshit aside, I like them to be honest because I'm upfront and honest with them.
And you think men have a problem with honesty?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I agree with you. And you know what I tell people, be they male or female, I'm like you. I only like men. I'm just a person that doesn't. I never like girls ever. But irrespective, for even those who like girls and all that kind of stuff, I tell everyone I have when I meet somebody or something, I tell them it. But usually it's much more intense, and that usually will blow them away because men don't really like intensity from a woman, and I'm intense. So, but I will always say, let me tell you something. The most valuable thing I can offer you is not the part of my anatomy that faces a toilet. I know that's an emphasis. I know that's what we be about. I want this. I want that. Sex may be your motivator. Got that part. But that's not the most valuable thing I can offer you. The most valuable thing I can offer anyone, be it a male friend or a female friend, is my friendship. My friendship is priceless, and it costs you nothing to get it. All you have to do is be honest with me. If I ask you any question, give me a straight answer to a straight question. Do not lie to me. Do not lie to me. It's my friendship that is absolutely valuable. So, I mean, that's that is so important to me. I don't care what you did with Sarah. If you did it, if I asked you a straight answer me, yeah, I did it. Okay, and this is internet, TV, so I can talk. Shit happens. I understand you might have been drunk, you might have been feeling compromised, your feelings might have been hurt. One thing can lead to another. I'm a big girl,
right?
But if I ask you a straight question, tell me the truth.
That's right.
I will get over it, but I cannot get over a lie.
No,
I hate a liar. Because it tells me you don't value your friendship with me. I'll go to the mat for you 55 times. But don't lie to me. Whatever it is you did it.
You did it.
It's done. Fini kaput. So, be straight up about it. Be man enough or woman enough about it. If I say, did you take this money out of my pocket? Tell me the truth. Because otherwise, you lose the most valuable thing I can offer you, which is my friendship, which I will go to the mat for you 10,000 times if I'm your friend.
That's right. That's right. And a man's word is everything.
I would agree.
Everything.
Do you think that that's what men think these days?
No.
Tell me, tell me what your experience has been. Why do you think they don't value their word anymore like the old days?
They don't value women.
Come on,
They don't-
why do you
they
say
don't-
that?
They don't value us. Because some men are out here just to hit it and quit it, take advantage. You have some that are womenizers. They want to use you.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah,
Um,
that's okay, but just be honest about it.
Exactly.
Right.
So when I meet someone and we're dating, which means we're getting to know each other, I want to know more about you, because at the end of the day, in getting to know you, I really might not like you as a person.
But you know, so many guys now just start directly with the, I really want you to come over. I really want to have sex with you. I really want to do this or that or the other. I mean, I cannot begin to tell you.
You're right, but tell me that's what you want and give me the option and
Correct.
choice to
Just
make
be
the
straight.
decision.
Right.
To say yes or no. Don't make that decision for me.
Correct.
That
Correct.
burns me.
Correct. So tell me about your experience with dating, as you put it. Okay, first of all, do you ask them out or they ask you out?
The majority of the time they ask me out.
Okay, and what do they usually ask you to do?
I've had some ask me to come over. I've had some rude men just.
I couldn't hear you.
I've had some rude men. Some just come out and say, "Can we have sex?"
Yeah, they do that these days.
They do.
It's amazing. I'm like, huh?
Amazing. I'm appalled.
What? I don't even know you. Have you lost your mind? Rabbit ass mind. Right.
They
That's a
have
fact.
absolutely lost their
Oh,
mind.
they come up to you and whisper in your ear some crap like that. It's totally offensive to me. It's degrading to you.
It is.
I'm not to the woman, to himself, to think that he's willing to share his body with somebody he doesn't even know, that he doesn't care about. I mean, you can do 4 fingers on Thumb Street and get over that. So, why would you do this? Why, as the Bible says, why would you lay with somebody you don't even know?
These generations are different.
What do you mean?
Different. I'm a 70s baby.
Okay.
I'm a 70s baby. I know the younger generation, the millennials, they're different. They are very different. I was raised to respect myself, to respect others, never to be disrespectful. And a lot of men don't respect women.
Do you think women respect men?
No, it goes both ways. You have some women who are out here who act just like men. They're gold diggers. They just want to use men. They're not purposeful or intentional. So everyone has a different agenda.
Do you think that's a sign of our times? Because everything is much more sexual now than it used to be. I mean, the way we dress, the way we do everything, you know.
It is.
You know.
It's a lot more sexual.
What amazes me is how people, I've been watching these shows where they get their butts bigger, and then like Cardi B just said she took the stuff out of her butt. I mean, it is amazing to me. I mean, to put silicone in your behind so you're sexier. But it's so, but okay, it's so primal. I mean, it's so much more to a person than their sexuality.
It is.
We're human beings. We're not dogs. A dog in heat, dog jumps on another dog. But we're not that. We have a brain, the ability to think.
I think it's a trend.
Trend?
It's a trend.
From
People
where?
are out here. Oh well, they're getting BBLs. They're getting all.
What is BBL?
A Brazilian butt lift.
Oh, okay.
That's what you were referring to.
Oh,
Yes.
okay.
You know, the silicone in the butt, all that good stuff.
Wait, but I watched this show with the girl, the singer. I think her name is K. Michelle. It took her like 13 surgeries to get rid of all that stuff.
Oh.
Can you imagine? I mean, it had turned into big lumps and clumps and stuff. You know, I mean, a whole year of different surgeries. And now she's healthy. It was affecting her heart because of the amount of silicone and all that kind of crap. Because it's a foreign
object. It's
Right.
a foreign object in the body.
Right. I was very interesting to me watching her show and her journey, if you will, in terms of addressing that. She was so pretty, it didn't make any sense. I mean, she's beautiful. Her face is beautiful, beautiful skin, and she's super talented. So why do this dumb stuff? But I don't understand it. But anyway, what else do you think about dating in general?
Dating in general. Dating. It's not always fun, but at the same time, it depends on what your purpose is in dating. If you're looking to find someone to spend the rest of your life with, if you're looking to just have fun, or if you're just out here and you're looking for a sex partner. So it depends on their journey. Everybody's journey is different. So for myself, I am absolutely looking for a life mate partner. So that's why I date, and I'm purposeful and intentional.
You're purposeful and intentional in your dating. So is there a certain type of person that you are looking for that you think is appropriate for people to look for when they're purposeful and intentional versus just he's fine and look at that body? Lord have mercy,
It's not
Jesus.
always about looks. No.
I'm like, whoa.
Because these handsome men can just be horrible men.
Well, that's true too.
They can be horrible.
But I always say, God bless the fact I got eyesight. Woo!
Yeah. At least, it's nice where they're pretty on the eyesight and easy on the eyes, but I need someone that's honest. He believes in God, and I want him to be purposeful and intentional. I believe in finding my soulmate.
It's interesting that you say that. A girlfriend of mine, I'm a Catholic, was raised Catholic, went to Catholic school and everything, but a girlfriend of mine in Texas, she does a lot of internet dating, which I've never done, which I want to learn how to do. But anyway, I don't know. I don't really like computers that much, and that talking on that doesn't work for me. But as you know, since I don't ever remember my doggone password. But anyway, no. But she broke up with a guy. She dates interracially. She's an African American girl from Detroit, actually. Lives in Houston now. And she broke up with a guy who said he didn't believe in God. He was an atheist. And even though she goes to church probably just about every Sunday, and she's just maybe a Baptist or something, I'm not sure. But she broke up with him because he said he didn't believe in God. Would you do that?
I would.
Really?
I would.
It doesn't mean that's like Bill Maher, on his show that I watch all the time. As you know, he's an atheist, but he still has a value system and principles, and people who say they're atheists still follow the 10 Commandments. I shall not kill. Thou shalt not steal. All of that. Thou shalt not commit adultery. I'm just remembering my 10 Commandments. But those are values that for most cultures, not all cultures, but just about all, are there, even though they quote are not Christian. They're in the Torah.
They don't have to be.
They're
Christians.
in the Quran.
Right. You have some people who believe in Allah, who believe in God. Jehovah. So there is a higher power.
Right.
Absolutely. And I believe in that higher power, because if it were not for him, we would not be here.
I agree with that.
And so, yes.
So you can appreciate a guy that has a level of spirituality about him, but he doesn't have to be a Christian or anything like that.
Yes.
Yeah, I agree with that because for me it's a value system. You'll never move me off my square. I will always be a Christian. I will always worship God the Father, God the Son, God the Holy Ghost. I went to high Catholic school for 12 years. That's me. But as long as you have that same core value system, it's unfortunate if you don't believe in God, in my opinion, because you're stupid. But anyways, you're just DUM dumb. But you ought to believe in God. But I don't know. I think if somebody just told me that, I think that would disturb me a lot. I don't believe in God. I don't believe in any. I'm not a Quran or Bible, or Torah, which is the Jewish Bible, person. I don't believe in nothing.
That would definitely disturb me.
Yeah, me too. I'd be going the other way. Me and you both. Yeah, you go.
I'm running.
You're like the Antichrist. You know what I mean?
I'm running the other way.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching Chop It Up with me, Attorney Linda Bernard. I'm pleased to have you watching us today, and our guest is the very, very beautiful Ms. Go ahead and tell your own name.
Marquita Vaughn.
That's correct. MV. That's who she is. She's the original MV. She's a technician with DPD and knows a lot about police and a lot about life as the mother of 4 who made the decision to have her children even without a husband. That's how strong the sister is. She made the decision that she didn't have to put up with X, Y, and Z, but she could have her family, she could raise her family successfully, and she's done that, and also develop her own career and everything. Is that an accurate statement?
That is very accurate.
Okay. What made you have that courage?
I was raised by strong black women, and so
I need you to come a little closer.
As a woman, we don't have options. So when we have children, we have to take care of them. Mothers, babies, fathers, maybe.
Correct.
So
you go, my sister.
I take care of my babies. But it absolutely takes a village.
Oh, absolutely.
It takes a village.
100%.
It cannot be done by yourself.
Mm-hmm. You know, there's been a lot of discussion, and you're the perfect person to ask about this, about, as you know, the abortion issue that was on the ballot passed. Everything, all of it passed. Women, quote, can control their own bodies, whatever that really means. But anyway, you made a decision to have your children. You had options. $300 is not a lot of money. $400, I don't know how much. $500, I don't know what it is. But anyway, what made you decide to give birth?
Honestly,
because even when you didn't have a husband,
I'm an only child.
Okay.
I'm an only child, and I remember.
So you're a privileged girl, Lord, ladies and gentlemen. That means she's a spoiled brat because she was pretty. She's been pretty her whole life. She can't get ugly.
Not always.
Oh yeah, you were. Oh. Don't even try it. I already know. She's been pretty her whole life. She's tall and beautiful, and we're going to get to that part and how she's the most person that's more in shape than anybody I know. So anyway, but so she's been spoiled her whole life. So you were only child.
Only child. I had my first daughter, my very first child, and I said to myself, she will not be the only child. She won't.
But so many people make the exact opposite decision. I have my obligatory child. My girlfriend, who was married to the first black nuclear scientist in America, wealthy woman, had a son by her husband who was a son. And she felt that was her only obligation, so she aborted 3-4 others. The bottom line is that she felt that she had fulfilled her duty as a woman and as a wife by having that precious son. He later did her in, but that's what she gets because one of those other kids might have been decent. We're not gonna do this to Mama. We're not gonna put her in this awful facility. No, I'm standing up for this. You're not gonna mistreat Mama. But he turned into an ass. But anyway, back to the point. So you made the decision that she was not going to be your only child. Why?
Because I did not like being an only child.
Really? You had cousins?
They were older.
Oh, okay.
They were boys.
Okay.
So
that's why you became an athlete. Yeah. You're a hell of an athlete. I already know. You can dunk on many a person, including me. But anyway, go ahead. So you wanted a family because you didn't have any sisters and brothers. Was it a conscious choice for your parents not to have another child?
It was not. My mother tried, but she couldn't.
Oh. And they weren't doing all this in vitro stuff and everything now.
And so
nobody had that kind of money.
At that point, it was what it was.
And she didn't want to adopt. She wanted her own baby.
Yes.
Just like you had your own. So you had your own baby. So you made a choice that you wanted to have another child so that your children would grow up together.
Yes.
Okay. So how did you make that decision? What were the determinative factors to be a mother? Now you're a mother of one. I don't know. Was the father still in the picture then?
He was not.
Okay, so he was gone. He was history.
He was not.
He's on the junk pile of your life. That's the other thing
He
in
made
life.
his choice.
Right, he made a choice. I tell all the women I know, I say, you got to know how to say next and mean it.
Absolutely.
Next, right, and mean it.
Next. Yes.
Okay, so then you met someone else that met your standards and everything. So then what happened?
I had 3 kids by him.
3. So you was just a long-term relationship.
It was.
So every time you got pregnant, you decided that you wanted to have the baby, and that's a lot of sacrifice. Diapers are no fun.
It is a sacrifice.
And having babies around, but I mean, that's a lot of work.
And when a woman makes a decision to have a baby, it should be solely her decision because the man is not always around.
Right. That's true. That's true. It becomes your child, really, quite frankly. You're right. Because many times men are not there. But you said earlier, mama's baby, papa's maybe, which is actually a true statement. So you made this choice to have your 4 children.
I did.
You go, girl. You go to the head of the class. Not only because you decided to have your children, but because you made a way for yourself in order to support them, nurture them, love them, etc.
Yes.
Am I wrong?
No, you are not.
How tough was it?
I've had my share of ups and downs. It's not always easy being a single parent, but God never gives me too much that I can't handle.
But you had to make a lot of personal sacrifices in order to
Absolutely.
help them. Oh my gosh.
As a parent, we sacrifice all the time
That's
for
correct.
our kids.
But it's not, I say it a little differently. Children, and I love them, don't get it twisted, are truly parasites. You're giving to them all the time. You've got to give them food, give them water, give them shelter, give them warm, safe place to stay. You give them an education. You give. And it's not until they're much older that they appreciate the sacrifices that you made. It's a constant sacrifice. I tell everybody, my girlfriend, well, it's my baby, Let me tell you something. I can take him today to my house, entertain him, feed him, make sure he's safe, and he'll be happy as he can be. Don't get it twisted. There's so much love we give children that they can't reciprocate because, like I said, children are needy. And whoever responds to those needs is the person, proactively, so to speak,
right,
that they will cleave to. As long as you're not beating, you're not abusing them, they go with everybody. And the reason I say that, let me tell you personally, is I was 5 when my mother died. She had a cerebral hemorrhage. She was 32 years old. There were 3 of us. My father was 34, a widower with 3 kids, and he worked at Bloomfield Hills Country Club as a maitre d'. He walked in the back door of the fourth richest country club in America every day for 55 years. Put us in paper in his shoes. He did this because he loved us. Everybody wanted us because we were cute. So this aunt wanted this one, this aunt wanted, we could have been all. I said, nope, like you did. I'm keeping my family together. And of course, there was no life insurance, none of that kind of stuff, and or Social Security or anything like that helped him at all. But the day my mother died, the reason I'm telling you this story is that I remember when Mama died, suddenly she was standing in a doorway and she just hit the floor. She's tall like you, svelte like you, beautiful, God, gorgeous. Anyway, she just hit the floor, boom. And she had the brain aneurysm. A brain aneurysm, as you know, is like a bubble on a tire. You pop that bubble on that tire, the tire goes flat, you lose control of the tire. Right. Well, the brain, the blood rushes from the aneurysm, which is a bubble filled with blood, and she hit the ground. And so she died. About 2 weeks later, when we were having a funeral, all my cousins came from Ohio and everywhere else. And her sisters and brothers and everybody. I think it hit my father the worst. And, of course, my mother's mother, my grandmother. But the reason I say that kids bounce is that everybody was walking up to me telling me, you poor little motherless child. Okay. I didn't feel that way because I had my father, I had my grandmother, but all my cousins were in town. We had changed out of our Sunday clothes for the funeral, into our play clothes in the afternoon, and we were all outside. That's what I mean when I say kids bounce. Bounce. my grandmother was devastated. My father was devastated. But all of us, we were outside playing the same afternoon as the funeral. Because kids can't assimilate relationships the way they don't value relationships because they're taking, as long as you eat, sleep, you know what I mean, and you're safe, play, you're okay. So the adult is who misses the child or misses you value your mother and father now as an adult far more than when you could have gone with this honor, that uncle or whatever, you know what I mean?
Right.
So, but you made that sacrifice. You had that unconditional love for your children and kept them with you, just like my father did us, and helped them grow, obviously, and mature.
Yes.
You have that instinct, just a natural sort of mothering instinct?
I do. My mother, though, is amazing.
She had it for you.
She did.
We already established that you were a Baptist.
Just know.
No, she's a Black American princess lady. I just want you to know that this girl had it going on. She was beautiful, and she was an only child. She didn't have to share.
I didn't. I never had to share.
That was wonderful. And so you've done that with your children as well? They have to share?
They do.
Okay, good for you. Good for you.
Share.
How do you feel about, you said earlier in this conversation that having a child is the woman's choice. You agree?
I agree.
So you don't think the father has any say-so in it?
That's a tough question. In one aspect, if they were married, I would say yes. If they were not married, I would say no.
Really?
Because you can't promise me that you're going to always be there.
Okay.
It takes two.
Okay.
When two people decide to have a child, and I'll give you the perfect example.
Move forward a little bit.
My second go-round.
After your first child?
After my first child. It was still my choice. He didn't always do what a father should have done, but I still chose to have my children.
Okay.
And so...
He objected to that?
He never objected to me having them, but the responsibility, he never took full responsibility. So therefore, I was doing both jobs.
Right.
I had to be the mother and father.
Right. And support, all that kind of stuff.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. It's interesting you say that. When I've had clients that say, well, I had a baby by him, but I don't want to, I don't care about the support. I don't think, he doesn't want to do it yet. And I'm like, hold it here. It's not up to you to decide. This child has a legal right to support of both of his parents. He doesn't have parent. He has parents. He couldn't have got here with just parent. He has parents. And as the person who has legal responsibility for him, you have a duty to pursue his or this child's legal rights. If I ran over him with my car, you have a duty to sue me to get money because he's the one that's injured. You are the fiduciary for the child. You are the guardian of the child. You have to do what's best for the child. And if that means taking that Negro to court or whoever he is and getting that money, if you don't even want the money, you can put it in a bank account. You don't even have to use it. But it's my money. I'm the kid. You have a duty to pursue my legal rights. If she ran over me, you have a duty to pursue the insurance company and get the money that they owe me for my injuries. It's not your choice. Well, I don't want anything from him. I don't like him. I'm like, what is wrong with you? It's not up to you. This child has parents, not parent. Get busy, and I tell women all the time, when they don't pursue the legal rights of their children, they're breaking law, quite frankly, because that's what if I was your legal guardian, I have a duty to do everything that's right for you. You're the ward, I'm the guardian, I'm supposed to do what's best for you. Exactly. Not what's best for me. I may not like ABC or whatever. Too bad, so sad. I'm still going to pursue your legal rights
And do
for
what's best for you.
compensation.
That's
correct. I have to do that. But when we get tied up in these personality stuff, I don't like him. I don't want anything. It ain't up to you.
Guess what? It's not even about you.
Correct.
It's about this child.
Correct.
Is what it's about.
Correct.
It's about us taking care of this child and being the responsible parents that we're supposed to be.
I'm so glad to hear you. It is amazing to have a woman on the show that really understands life, people, and circumstances, and who's brave enough to do the right thing for the right reason. Even though you may hate him, you got to do the right thing for this kid because for the right reason. The kid is entitled to it.
Absolutely.
Even if you just put it in the bank, it'll be over there, but it's still what his daddy owed him. And when you just say, "Oh well, I don't want anything from him," I'm like, huh? But anyway, again, ladies and gentlemen, you're watching Chop It Up with attorney Linda Bernard on WJZZ, the coolest station in the entire world. You can watch us, listen to us, subscribe on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, Twitter, everything that is a social media platform. My guest is the very beautiful and very charming, and now we're going to get into why she's so beautiful in a minute. Very, very beautiful Marquita Vaughn, who is with the Detroit Police Department, believe it or not, in the technology division. But she says now the entire department is all tech now. There's no more just like sort of beat cop issues. Everything is video cam, body cam. She said computers in every car, the police radio, everything is technology. So she's the guru. She can pull the plug on their butt anytime, and then they're lost. But what I want to talk to you about, Marquita, now, is your athleticism. You're unique, and you were, as you said, an only child. So you are a BAP, a Black American Princess. Everybody loves you, just as cute as you could be. I'm sure all your pictures and stuff. And so you've grown into a beautiful woman. And a great mother, obviously, who makes up her own mind about her body, her life, and her children. But part of you now that I was impressed by when I first met you and everything, was how you treat yourself, how you treat your body, your athleticism. Why don't you tell us what you do in terms of staying and becoming even more beautiful over time?
It's truly been a journey. As a woman, it's not always easy. We deal with menopause, hormones. Those are the things that turn our lives around as we get older. But it actually stemmed from when I was a child, because middle school, elementary and middle school, I was chunky and I was fat. I was. Okay. And I even went through an ugly duckling stage. And I had...
You had pigtails?
I did.
No, I did too.
Pigtails, ponytails.
Yeah.
I remember my mother wearing this mushroom haircut. Oh my God, I hated that haircut. I did. But I got teased. They called me names, and I used to go home and cry.
Because they called that you were fat? You were being bullied?
Fat. Yes, I was.
So you were being bullied because you were heavier than the other girls?
I was. And back then, being obese as a child was not acceptable in society. So they used to call me names and tease me. And then Marquita decided, well, boys don't like fat girls. What are you going to do about this? So I would go home and I would dance.
Dance?
And I would dance. I would go in the basement. After I had my little crying spell, I would go in the basement. I thought I was a little modern dancer. And I would just dance. That was my form of exercise.
What kind of dance? Were you just listening to R&B, or what were you doing?
I was listening to music, and I would just dance around the basement. Just dance. It was like my form of aerobics.
So for how long did you, did you do it for 10 minutes, 15 minutes?
An hour. I would be down there for an hour, if not longer, just dancing in my own world. So from going from a size 14, 16, when I got to high school, I was a 5'6".
And 5'6"?
5'6".
But you were growing. You're tall. You're 10?
I'm 5'10". 5'9", 5'10". But when I got to high school and they saw me, they were like, oh my God.
She's fine now.
How did you lose all that weight? What did you do? And so it's been a journey ever since. getting older, I hit menopause. I hit a spot in my
But you had
life
children.
where
You lost the weight every time?
I did.
These were, excuse me, these were your natural births, I assume.
Yes,
all four
they were
children.
all natural births.
Okay, so they were your babies. That's
Yes.
the one you just took. Oh, gotcha.
No,
Okay. So you got big every time. You got a big stomach.
the biggest I got was probably with my son. I was like 198 pounds,
Okay. So ordinary you were at what?
about 160.
Okay, so you were so tall, you were skinny. Gotcha. At 160 on a 5'10" frame is skinny. Okay, so you would gain weight with the children, and then how would you lose it for our audience so they'll know how to do it?
Oh, I breastfed. I breastfed every last one of them.
And it made the weight go away?
It did. You burn 500 calories every time you nurse your child.
Really?
You do.
500? I did not know that.
Yes,
So you breastfed every time,
I did.
and so you just shrunk
I did.
from the baby weight.
Yep, the baby weight would just go away. But when I hit menopause, which is the devil,
Oh, I agree with that.
the devil, I hit a spot where I could not lose any weight. I worked out every day. I ate healthy. I ate clean, and I couldn't lose a single pound.
Really? Your thyroid was acting differently. Is that what does it?
That was not it. I
What was it?
actually went to a holistic doctor. I went to a holistic doctor.
Can you tell us who this doctor is? Because, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to go to. It's a him. Is it
It
a him?
is. He
It's
is
a he.
He's Dr. Lorenz.
Dr. Lorenz. And where is he
awesome.
located?
He has an office in Bingham Farms, and he has an office in Rochester Hills.
Okay, Bingham Farms. Okie doke. And tell me about this holistic medical experience that you've had.
We worked on gut health, we worked on hormones, and we worked on cleaning the liver.
Gut health. What was the second one?
Hormones.
Hormones. And the third one was the
Cleaning
liver.
the liver.
What is cleaning the liver?
It's getting all the toxins out of your liver because the liver is what helps keep your body functioning. So if your liver is not functioning properly, you're not filtering out all of the bad stuff. So I learned that all of these three things in women actually tie together. The gut health, our hormones.
Yeah, because the estrogen and progesterone, because as you get to menopause, your body stops creating estrogen.
Yes, it does.
Okay, right.
It does. And that was a problem. That was a problem. After we worked on the gut health, we worked on my hormones. I did a liver cleanse, and I love his products. I did a liver cleanse for 2 weeks. When you clean your liver,
Do you eat food when you're doing a liver cleanse?
Yes, but no alcohol, no sugar, no caffeine.
I'm addicted to coffee. Caffeine. Go ahead. What else?
Me too. So you get pretty much, it was 2 shakes twice a day, 1 meal, which was protein and a salad.
Oh, Lord.
And I did this for 2 weeks. And after these 2 weeks, when I tell you my weight just started coming off. I was like, oh, so the liver is very important.
The liver is a pretty big organ. I mean, it's a big, fat, big organ. So it takes 2 weeks to clean it.
With his products, yes.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But you got to do the
weeks.
regime.
2 weeks.
How did you work every day? How did you acculturate yourself with no caffeine in the morning, like me, and like that right now? How did you do it? I know that you're a disciplined person. I already know that.
disciplined, so
You are
it
very
is.
disciplined, right? You're much more disciplined than me. I'm totally undisciplined.
Well, when it comes to wanting to be healthy and be more fit, I just set my mind to it and I do it.
But ladies and gentlemen, she also, in addition to her holistic medicine approach, which has kept her svelte and model thin here, she has a secret weapon. This girl, we have a gym at DPD. She's probably the only African American woman that uses it all the time. Tell us about your workout and what you do. It's just a lunch hour, right? You don't.
It is.
Yeah. It doesn't interfere with her kids or
It does
her
not,
private
because
life.
in the morning I don't have time. In the evening I don't have time. So I actually work out on my lunch. I have an hour lunch. I don't take any breaks. I have an entire workout group. And there are 6 of us. There's 4 women and 3 men. So there's 7 of us.
Okay.
And we work out every day. It has become a regimen for me. And it also is a great stress reliever.
Okay.
So I'm in the gym.
What do you do? What's the workout consist of? And ladies and gentlemen, you can't tell her today because you should see these arms. You think that Michelle Obama's got it going on. You ain't seen nothing till you seen Marquita Vaughn's guns. She is a bad sister. That's all I can say.
Thank you. I appreciate that. It's hard work, though. It's hard work.
But what does it work out? Just tell us real quickly, please.
We genuinely work out a different muscle every day. One day it's back, one day it's arms, one day it's legs.
As a team, everybody in the room is doing the same thing.
We're doing the same thing. We end every workout with an ab workout. So
you're on the floor doing crunches or what?
We do crunches. We do the machines.
Okay.
We have different exercises that we do.
I see. So you started this little group.
I did not. I will not take credit for it. I actually joined a couple of firefighters in their workout.
Firefighters really do work out. DPD doesn't. You can be fat as a police officer, but you got to carry somebody down some stairs and stuff.
Oh, well,
you got to be strong.
Those firefighters, when they have to put on all of that gear, their gear that weighs about a good 75 pounds.
Oh, I didn't realize that. I was feeling sorry for for police officers. It's 30 pounds, 75 pounds.
Yeah, they do. They do.
The girls and the boys
actually put everything on, like the boots, the jacket, the pants. Yeah.
Are you serious? And you were able to move around? You personally?
It's not easy.
Wow. But you're an athlete now. How many months have you been doing this?
Years.
Oh wow,
I've been working out for years, and I set a new goal every year.
Meaning, what was it this year?
My goal now is I will be 50 next year, so I'm coming for 50. I just want to be healthy. I want to tone and build lean muscle. So,
well,
those are my goals.
I'm looking forward to you possibly showing me how to do this. Ladies and gentlemen, there will be no pictures. I'm going to have them turn off the video camera in the workout room at DPD because I would be so embarrassed.
I've got you.
But I want to look like you. You're my shero.
I've got you.
In every sense of the word, your courage, your attitude towards life, the stellar example that you have set as an independent woman, as a mother, and as a girl that used to be still is a Black American princess, because you were an only child. You had no reason to want to share your life with lots of 4 kids and do all the things that you've done, and to also serve the public by helping people through public safety. I want to thank you, Marquita Vaughn. And incidentally, she's fabulous, so I'm sure you'll know how to Google her and all that kind of stuff if you want any more hints and so forth about health, wellness, presence as a woman. She is a queen. She's my queen. I want to thank you for joining us today, Marquita Vaughn, from the Detroit Police Department on WJZZ Cool TV, the coolest station in the entire world. Watch us, listen to us on YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, everything, Facebook that you can think of. And once again, this woman is my shero, and she's a great example of motherhood, womanhood, courage, bravery, and physical strength. Thanks for joining me today, Marquita.
Linda, thank you for having me.
It's been a